Welcome back to Nightly Encounters. My name is Dakota Wortman, and this is episode 4. We won't have Isaac on the show today due to the crazy times that is going on with the world right now. You know, with self quarantine, right? Isaac is actually working at some of the HEBs here in San Antonio, and you know what? He is doing the world a service. He is exposing himself every single day. He is helping everybody around, stocking or bagging or whatever he does over at HEB. But I just want to give out a huge shout out to Isaac for being on the front lines. It really does mean a lot, I think, in my eyes. So that's why he couldn't even be here for the show. It's been crazy. I've been here in my house for, let me say, a month now. I haven't really gone and done anything. I've been just, watching my kids. I've been, I did a lot of schoolwork a few weeks back because it was like finals. But besides that, there's been nothing really going on. You're just sitting around in the house and there's nothing you can do. So I decided, I wanted to be like, all right, let's get Nightly Encounters up. So I do have a surprise for you guys. We have a new website up. Yes, it's finally up. I finally created it. It is up and running, and it is called NightlyEncountersPodcast.com. I'm going to say that again. It is NightlyEncountersPodcast.com. On that site, you'll have a submit form. You can submit your encounters, or our email's up there on NightlyEncountersPod@gmail.com. You can submit any personal encounters of any kind. It could be ghosts, creatures. It can be government conspiracies. If you even want to talk about that, oh man, I can't even. I've been sitting around. I tell you what, I've been watching a lot of conspiracy videos, and it is really, really easy to trail down that rabbit hole, because I tell you what, my mind is fried from watching so many videos. So I decided, I have a few stories for you guys that came in actually a few weeks ago, and I just wanted to kind of, get you guys an updated episode. It's been since January or February, and it's right now like March 5th. Yeah, it's time for another episode. I do apologize for all the delay, and but this world has been kind of crazy lately, and I wasn't sure. I definitely really wanted to have Isaac on the show. Isaac's my partner, and during this time, I know he's been busy. He also has a family, and he has a girlfriend, and that's definitely something that he has going on as well. But I love you, Isaac. You are great. You're awesome, and I really do wish you were on the show right now. But I guess you guys are stuck with me, Dakota. But yeah, we'll get started. I do have a couple stories that were submitted, and I'll read them. I'll try to pick around the stories and see what you guys think, and yeah. All right, so first story is from January 30th, 2020, that was submitted to us, and it's actually it's a UFO sighting. So this one is actually pretty interesting. All right, so this was submitted by Jay, and he lives in Kansas. So, all right, I'm going to just read it off to you guys, and yeah. My name is Jay, and I live in Kansas. I had a few sightings in my home state of Texas, but nothing as unmistakable as what I witnessed when I first moved here. I had always been interested in the possibility of life outside the solar system, but never had a strong reason to believe in their existence or lack thereof. I do believe the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. However, it was 1 a.m. following Halloween night in 2010, and my brother and I were going to get something to eat, I believe. I walked out of the front door of the house behind him, heading towards his truck parked in the driveway. Halfway there, I got a strange feeling. I got a strong impulse to stop exactly where I was and look up. When I did so, I spotted a small area of the sky directly above our house that looked like it was distorted. It looked like there was something there, but I couldn't see it clearly. Almost like the cloaking effect from the movie Predator, like it was almost invisible but not quite. I stared at the circular distortion for about 3 seconds when a large triangular shaped craft came flying out of it. It didn't come from behind our house. It absolutely originated exactly from the distortion I was focusing on. It had 3 or 4 dim blue lights along each edge. And as it got further away, all of its features seemed to blend together to match the sky. I was able to see stars through the middle of the triangle as it rapidly crossed the sky, meaning it could have been V shaped, but I got the impression that it was a complete triangle, yet still see through somehow, or possibly projecting an image from above onto its underside as a form of cloaking. It was about the size of a quarter at arm's length, maybe half the size of the moon. The most incredible part is how quickly it crossed the sky. It progressed from directly above my head to the southern horizon in a matter of seconds and continued until it was out of sight. This object was completely silent, and I tried looking up videos of stealth bombers to debunk the sighting, which made it obvious that if it were a stealth bomber at the altitude I observed this object at, would have been clearly audible. As soon as it was over, I yelled, "Whoa, did you see that?" while pointing at the last place it was visible. My brother was very upset that he didn't get a chance to see it and asked why I hadn't tried to make him aware of it sooner, but the whole event lasted only about 8 seconds. My brother's girlfriend told me a similar event happened to her before we moved to Kansas. She claims to have gotten the same strange feeling to stop and look up when she clearly saw a large, silent black triangle moving across the sky directly above her, and it terrified her. I have a few other sightings and paranormal experiences to share, but this has been by far the most compelling and undeniable event. Jay, thank you so much for submitting that story. That was amazing. And I am sorry if you guys could hear my kids in the background. They are screaming. That is pretty funny. But like I said, we're all quarantined right now, so you gotta do what you gotta do, kind of thing. But that was a very interesting story. So a black triangle shaped object that flew in the sky almost had like a predator cloak, like a cloaking device on it. This kind of reminds me. I mean, I've had that similar experience for UFO sighting because I saw like 3 little lights in the sky one day, and yeah, it's back in my first episode. They were just flying above me really fast, then stopped, and then they were completely gone. So, but that's amazing story. I don't know how to explain it, to be honest with you. You just kind of like, it just happens randomly to people, and they'll see these objects in the sky, and it's only last a few seconds. That's it. That's all it lasts for, and you can't explain it. And that feeling, and I know exactly that feeling. It was like, holy crap, what was that? Because everybody sits there and stares at stars all the time, but when you experience it yourself, you know exactly that feeling of like, dude, that was insane, right? But yeah, Jay, thank you so much for sharing that story. That's an encounter that I can't even explain myself. Well, anyways, we got another story from Jay. Actually, he gave me 2 stories, which is awesome, and I really do appreciate that. So the next one Uh, I'm just going to read it to you guys. Hopefully, it's not too boring, as me reading off of, an email or a story or anything like that. So, all right. So, this next story, I moved to Lake Hills, Texas at the very end of 7th grade. This time, it is when the majority of paranormal events that I can recall began to take place. I believe I was 14 when this happened. It was around 8th grade. I was invited to a birthday party by a friend who rode the same bus as me. She was flirty and I was very indecisive, so we had one of those friend zone relationships. I showed up to the party and just kind of hung out talking for a while, completely sober throughout the entire event. I remember being dragged into a small mosh pit because there was a live band playing on the porch in the front yard. I later retreated into the middle of the crowd, feeling pretty bored, just trying to relax and enjoy the music. At some point during the night, something caught my eye in the sky above. I stared at it intently and saw that look like a small red dot of light zigzagging in a small area of the sky. I remember it zigzagged once or twice, made some very fast, erratic movements, and seemed to return back to its original position. Then it was over as soon as it began. I apologize. It either sped off so fast I couldn't even see, or just blinked out of existence. I looked around as soon as it was gone, and nobody seemed to notice. Then the girl to my left, Jay, asked, "Did you see that?" We began talking about it and glanced around the crowd to see if we were alone. She was a lot taller and a little bit older than me. We kissed later that night as a result of the sighting, but I've never talked to her again since that night. The friend that invited me to her party got very upset because of this, and I don't remember talking to her much afterward either. All right, so that's very interesting, actually. Going to the party, and then, you're looking up at the sky and you see, like, you're the only one, and I guess you had this connection with this girl, because she saw the same thing, but then you guys never talked after that. That's it's kind of interesting, actually. Yeah, so that was a great story. I really do appreciate that, Jay. He actually, let me see here. He actually sent me a link. I guess there's a photo on there. I haven't looked at it personally just yet. I wanted to go on it, and I wanted to see the picture and then possibly put it up on our new website. But let me see. Let me look at it right now, actually. All right. So it's loading. Okay, here we go. Yeah, he actually gave me a website that he submitted it to. It's over Georgetown Lake, Texas. And that picture looks, wow, it's just beaming right through the sky. Yeah, so I'm going to take this picture from the website, and then I'm going to post it on our NightlyEncountersPodcast.com. So you guys can take a look for yourself and comment and do whatever you guys want to, or, what you guys think, anything, give us a little comment, give us your thoughts or whatnot. But yeah, so I'm just going to read you a couple facts. That, like UFO sightings and stuff the past year at least. The National UFO Reporting Center, which tracks calls and messages from people around the U.S. and Canada about strange sightings in the sky, reported that it received at least 5,971 sightings in 2019, which is a jump from 3,395 in just 2018. That is a big jump. And you know what? During this time, I really think, in my opinion, there's a lot going on in the world right now, right? You got the coronavirus going on. You got overseas, because, I'm prior military, so I'm keeping up. There's been a lot of attacks overseas, Iraq, Afghanistan, whatever. But I think something bigger. I think there's something bigger coming, and seeing a increase of UFO sightings, I honestly think it might be the government. Straight up. You guys could think I'm crazy. That's fine. But I honestly think it is government experiments or testing flying objects or anything like that. It's a crazy world, and I'm telling you, like, there's stuff going on behind closed doors, and man, you can sit there and you can get down into the rabbit hole and never find the rabbit. You know what I mean? But I think the people are getting pretty close. There's a lot of people out there that do conspiracy theories. They do podcasts like this, or they just get into the nitty gritty. And I think, to be honest with you, I think we're close. I think we're close to knowing everything. You got to remember, we are the most documented generation to date. We have phones and cameras. I'm telling you, we are the most documented generation of our time, and I think something's going down. I really do believe that in my heart, and hopefully it's for the good and not for the bad. So, you could just hope and pray that nothing bad really does happen. But all right, so I'm just getting off subject, UFOs, into conspiracy theories, because like I said, you could get way down into it, the nitty gritty. I actually do plan on doing a couple conspiracy theories that have caught my interest in the past couple weeks since the whole coronavirus happened. And I'm pretty sure there are thousands of people out there that think the same way that I do. But overall, I think that is it. I know it's very short. There's not much. I didn't get much stories. So honestly, you guys are the reason why we do these podcasts. You guys submit your stories. We talk about it. We explain things, or we just kind of sit back, relax, and we enjoy your stories. We like to hear personal encounters from you guys, and it really does mean the world.